do. So yeah, it's just really difficult for them to keep away Hydras, especially if they can get a good concave going. And now that he's broken down the second set of destructible rocks and he does see this pylon and cannons, he's going to go around the long way. Although I don't think I'd recommend that quite yet. Getting off that creep makes them so slow and so hard to maneuver. But he is going to be pushing from a different angle. Hopefully, maybe coming from a different angle will give him a better positioning. But a couple roaches maybe misrallied towards HuK's base, and one does get killed. Income-wise for the both players, they are fairly even, although Lalush now is trying to take a third base. Saturation's fairly even, HuK being a few workers up on him, but at this time really nothing else going on. Just macroing up, continuing to tech up and expand and get your economy going. HuK trying to put down 2 gateways here as well, but Hydras would be able to take these gateways out without the cannons being able to touch them. And ooh, 2 Phoenixes being misrallied or miscontrolled and getting taken out by these Hydras. So that was real quick death for those Phoenix, as they are now off the field. And I don't think he's got any, no more Phoenix left on the field for HuK. Does have 1 Colossi out on the field, but second one is only about halfway done, and he's just chrono boosting ground level 1 upgrades for his units. Now it looks like HuK's going to be going for maybe a push with his Colossi, but I really don't think I want to suggest. It's kind of awkward. When you have this many sentries, you're clearly going to use force fields to split up the army, as he's trying to do here, but force fields are really counterintuitive to these zealots. With so many zealots in your army, what you want to do is put force fields down, split up the army, and allow your Colossi and Stalkers to just rip them apart. But these zealots really won't be able to do much damage, and if they do get in close to a few of the roaches that are leading the Zerg army, all of the Hydras that are back further will be able to attack them, and really negating the use of the force fields completely. In this scenario, the Zerg player is likely to get a Spire up. No Spire yet. Maybe it's already up. Maybe I'm just on crack. No Spire yet. There is a push coming through the middle here. He's got 2 Colossi not being used right now, an Observer to take out some of these creep tumors, and we're going to see an engagement, and this doesn't look too healthy for HuK in this position, as he's caught up in the choke, and Lalush has actually got a much more room for a larger concave, and if he doesn't play this well, HuK could come out quite a bit behind. Overseer being morphed in, and we do see now some Corruptors, so there was a Spire coming up, or being produced, or maybe it already was produced, yeah, all the way down here, and there are Corruptors about to be on the field. No, they are produced now, so they are going to be the answer to these Colossi, and with all these Zealots, there isn't a good amount of ranged units to kill these Corruptors, and a couple good force fields are going to keep the main army of Lalush out, but these Corruptors are doing massive damage to the Colossi, and when I say massive damage, I don't mean that whole fancy way that the what do they call them, the battle reports did. I mean that Corruptors actually do bonus damage to massive units, so kind of a wordplay there. But anyways, HuK did lose 2 of his Colossi, and all the Corruptors did die for Lalush. In this position, he is creating more, but I really have to say HuK should get away from Zealots and get more towards Stalkers, especially if he doesn't have Zealot charge, which he doesn't. Zealots are just very ineffective in this situation. If he is gas confined, I guess he can use them, but Stalkers are just a much better unit in this position for him, as they help deal damage against the Corruptors, and the Zealots aren't useless when they are limited by the force fields. So force fields coming down, and once again these Zealots are getting in position, but like I said, these force fields, all these Hydras are able to attack them and kill them off oh so quickly, while all these other units are stuck just dealing damage to the Corruptors. The Corruptors do take out the Colossi, only 1 left on the field here, and Lush does look like he's in good position. Units lost tab shows that HuK is very far behind at this moment, and the income tab shows that Lalush is very far ahead, with now on 4 bases, all of which are still mining. It looks to be very grim here for HuK, trying to take a 3rd base, but that is going to get denied as this creep is already creeping up on him. HuK is going to try to move in to defend this, but with no Colossi. All he's got 1 Colossi here, but the concave that Lalush will be able to get is just too good. HuK's units would have been confined here by the minerals and gas, and he was forced to cancel that. So HuK in a little bit of trouble here. Not sure what he's going to be doing to try to get out of this funk. But with Lalush on 4 bases and him on 1 now that his main is now almost mined out, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And Overseer here just gotten taken out. Not sure what he was doing there at that time, but he is dead. Corruptors, 6 more on the field, and not sure where they're being rallied to, but they'll need to get in position if they want to combat these Colossi. The Colossi do have their range upgrade now. Still very heavy Zealots, and I don't like that. If you're going to have that many Zealots, you need to have charge, and you need to use force fields in a different way. Getting clumped up here in the minerals is not a good thing for him. He does have an okay concave, but all these Zealots are going to be taken out. Being on the creep is not a good thing. You want to just have that observer and take out these creep tumors as fast as possible, receive the creep, expand, and just hold some map control at this point, as if he doesn't control this area of the map, he is going to be very, very far behind. Lalush getting up to critical mass here with Hydras, now Lings, and a few Roaches. He's just got the much better army at this point. Although the mineral usage is about the same, Lalush is maxed, and his unit composition is just a little bit better. He's 1-1 upgrades, and HuK is 2-0-0. Taking out a few more creep tumors with that 1 observer in there. But, oh, these... Where are those corruptors? Yeah, they are going to come in from a flank, and lots of damage being put down, but force fields really useless at this point, as Lalush did just back out. And these corruptors are probably going to get a flank in. Yes, he does know they're there. He is moving them around, making sure he's got them in a control group. He's got his main army in group 1, his corruptors in group 2, and with 11 of them, oh sorry, just 9, he's got 2 creep tumors. But big engagement here. Some nice force fields being put down, but it, like, once again, very detrimental to the Zealots as they are taken out. The corruptors here are hammering away at the Colossi from the back. And not a good engagement here for HuK once again, as the Colossi have all but 1 fallen. And units lost tab, well, very even again still, but with the Lalush on 4 bases, now on 5, he can afford to throw away units like this, whereas HuK can't. Trying to get that 3rd base up, he is going to retreat to make sure he can hold that ground. He wants to get off this creep as much as possible, because that is giving the Hydralisks all the power they need to get in that concave and start dealing that damage ASAP. A couple of mortals, just 1 in the mix here for HuK now, but the unit composition for Lalush has changed. He has only 16 Roaches left, and a lot more Hydras over a group, and this engagement is not good. HuK doesn't want to pull back quite that far, as, well, I guess with these force fields it's okay because Lalush can't get any good concave, but the Corruptors were able to take out the Colossi, and HuK is going to be in trouble here. As these force fields wear off, that concave will be a lot neater and a lot easier to work through, but HuK does pull through with all these Stalkers and some nice Guardian Shields, but there's just too much income for HuK to handle, as Lalush can just afford to throw more and more units here at HuK's 3rd base. And once this 3rd base goes down, HuK will be done. The natural base expansion of HuK is now almost being mined out, and a little bit of a weird rally point, but HuK does GG, and Lalush does take game 1 from HuK, and this once again is a best of 3 series, so game 2 coming right up.